Hello, Americans. This is Paul Harvey, and this is Saturday. From our North American Air Defense Command inside Cheyenne Mountain near Colorado Springs, a special staff alert. It'll be in effect from 5 a.m. tomorrow, December 24, until 3 a.m. Christmas Day. To assist, however necessary, the scheduled mission of Santa's sleigh. Page 2, Paula Andrews of Pueblo, Colorado, had mail-ordered a wrought iron flour cart. And she unpacked the parts and discovered that an essential bracket was broken. She did not want the tedium of sending it back, but she remembered Paul Harvey saying that J.B. Weld would fix anything. Her letter says, I got the J.B. Weld and welded the bracket in place to hold the shelf, then secured it with electrical tape, and, quote, I now have a beautiful cart on which to display my late mother's perfume collection. Thank you for your advice. J.B. really does work. Paula Andrews, P.S. And now I am a welder. Chris Gibson, age 10, Florence, Oregon, fell off his bike, had a cast on his arm. When the cast began to crumble, he reinforced it with J.B. Weld. And he told the nurse what he had done, and she laughed and said that she listens to the same broadcast. J.B. Weld, I tell you, it'll fix anything. Wood, porcelain, glass, plastic, wrought iron, or a plastic cast. Anything. If this is what it takes, you and I would never make good corporate executives, laying off thousands of workers just before Christmas. A wide range of industries are announcing layoffs. They call it year-end streamlining. But you know, you have to be a real-life Grinch to substitute pink slips for Christmas cards. Are you giving somebody a gift certificate for Christmas? I want you to hear something first. The recipient of a gift certificate is likely to lose it or forget and not use it. Even at major department stores, they expect a percentage of the gift certificates they sell for Christmas will be lost or stolen or allowed to expire. As many as 50%, half of all gift certificates, are never redeemed. So the retailer keeps the cash. It's no wonder retailers are spending millions promoting the sale of gift certificates because they get paid coming and going. At Northwestern Hospital, Edina, Minnesota, they're even selling a gift certificate for plastic surgery. Genetic engineering at the University of Connecticut has doubled the lifespan of a fruit fly. So what's that to you? Well, they've doubled the lifespan of a fruit fly from 37 days to 70 days, and the gene was modified on a single chromosome. The same gene exists in humans. Yes, the same procedure might extend human lifespan to 150 years. Details in the journal Science. Well, science fiction paved the way, and now the Honda car company is ready to offer a walking, talking, responding, useful robot. In research for 14 years, the mechanical man they call Asimo will be put to work next year. 4 feet tall with bipedal mobility, Asimo can now bow, wave, goodbye, climb stairs, answer questions. Asimo will first be for hire as a unique attraction at public and corporate events. Here is a strange British architect seeking the most substantial design for new buildings, compared the structural advantages and the disadvantages of arches and bridges and stressed walls, and they created a mechanical model to shape and reshape designs, seeking to discover weak points and strong joints. And do you know they came to the conclusion that there's no structure which can function under stresses and large loads. There is no structure that even begins to compare with the human skeleton for strength, versatility, adaptability, resiliency. Your skeleton is the best there is. The perfect structural design. It surely has made those fellows wonder about the original designer. Page 3. From the mailbag, dear Paul Harvey News, with a friend I'd driven from Jefferson City, Missouri to Ames, Iowa for a football game. Homebound, we heard a strange sound coming from the engine of my 91 GMC Jimmy. We exited at Alkeny, Iowa. It was 11 p.m. At the first gas station, the diagnosis was the alternator pulley. We were told that no repairmen were around, but there was a Walmart about a mile down the road. Maybe I could get some tools there. On the way, I joked to my friend about how Paul Harvey is always saying you couldn't have a better neighbor. We got to Walmart, and we were looking for tools when the service manager, named Miguel, asked, "Do you mind if I take a look at your trouble?" Well, it's nearing midnight, and it's very cold. But Miguel spends an hour under the hood of my car using the tools from his own truck. Miguel refused to accept any payment, and we made it safely home. Ron Gerstner, Jefferson City, Missouri. And then he adds, quote, "I have always been a friend of Walmart, but this experience taught me that Paul Harvey is right, and right on target, when he says you couldn't have a better neighbor. What's new? A telephone with a built-in lie detector, selling in Turkey for $159. You call home and say you are delayed at the office, it better be the office. What else is new? An aerosol spray available first to lawmen. It makes any paper envelope transparent so that from outside you can read what's inside. Agribusiness, the United States Department of Agriculture finally has a new definition of organic. From now on, any fruit, vegetables, or meat to be labeled organic will have to be grown without biotechnology, without radiation, will have to be grown without pesticides, without hormones, and for anything to be labeled by the USDA as organic, it must be at least 95% organic. In West Bainbridge, Georgia, Miranda McIntyre shows the most verdant Boston ferns in her yard that you have ever seen. Many of those ferns are taller than she. And you know what she says she feeds them? Conversation and Coca-Cola. On the medical front, a few cups of coffee a day may be too much if you're pregnant. Do not drink as much as 5 cups. That'll double the risk of miscarriage. New England Journal. First in Ohio, that state will require all new school teachers to pass a classroom performance test before they are certified. The objective is a competent, qualified, caring educator in every classroom. Culturally, socially, architecturally, economically, by any measure, the number one city in the world is now Chicago. Number one. See the December 25 Christmas issue of Forbes magazine. American investors remember George Barnes as a wise financial consultant who kept Wayne Hummer solvent even through the Great Depression. Tennis players remember George Barnes as a vigorous competitor and as president of the United States Lawn Tennis Association. Well, George Barnes just had birthday number 100. And at his home in Palm Desert, California, he remains vigorously active. So, when I called to wish my longtime friend a happy birthday, I noted that Microsoft and Cisco had just hit new lows, and I asked his perspective on today's stock market. And George Barnes said to tell you that there is nothing new on Wall Street. He remembers when the exciting tech stocks were called railroads. And later, the exciting tech stock was aviation. Then it was radio. And then the excitement was all favoring television stocks. Today it is technology per se. So he told me to tell you that there is nothing new, that railroads were a good investment, but only at 10 times earnings. And that rule of thumb also applied to airlines and to radio and to TV. 10 times earnings remained the right way to recognize a good investment, and it still does. Now, page 4, more than 900,000 senior Americans lost their HMO's provided Medicare supplement coverage this past year. If your HMO provided Medicare supplement coverage is in jeopardy of being canceled, choosing the right Medicare supplement policy is enormously important. One company, United American Insurance, has been around since the start of Medicare and will be around whenever you need them most, and I'd like you to have a copy of something called a guide to health insurance for people with Medicare. Now, this is free. I'm not selling you anything here. I'm offering this guide to health insurance free if you'll just call 1-800-424-7000. It'll answer your questions about Medicare and about supplement policies, including the exclusions and the limitations. United American has no connection with Medicare now, and this helpful information will be provided at no cost. Let me have your address, and I'll see that you get it promptly. I want you to know that you can go see your own doctor of your choice. You can go to a hospital of your own choice. So send for this free information to 1-800-424-7000. The 800 number is 424-7000. Snow is cold. Mine are always the first footprints in the new snow. The first tire tracks on the streets of our Chicago suburb at 4 in the morning. Reflected light illumines even that dark hour. It is so beautiful. Snow appears so pure, so innocent, is so treacherous. Falls softly, but packs hard. Snow, a negligee of white lace hiding the nakedness of winter branches, heavier and heavier until from the sheer weight of all of that loveliness they break and fall. Snow, white, sugar-coated blanket of deceit, luring the unsuspecting with its gentle promise and then sending them sprawling. Snow is cold, enticing even little children to come out and play and then sending them home from fairyland wet and sniffling. And yet I love it. I love it with a strange, unrequited love. I am irresistibly attracted to this calculating mistress of the streets. 100 ways, 1,000 times she has tried to destroy that love, demanding the tedious attention of shovel, broom, and woodlot. Snow is cold. Once I thought if we could live and work and play together it would be different, that understanding would make her kind, and so I learned with skis to walk with her to the mountain tops where she is most at home, to caress the steep incline and through the blur of whirling flakes down the fluffy slopes to glide. But the fluff was only there to hide the rocks. Snow is cold, clings to my wings if I threaten to fly away from her, conspires to stain her own spotlessness with blood, and yet I know that she would calmly conceal even that stain with a magic sifting of herself and go on her merry way as if nothing had happened. It's only in the city's side streets that I sometimes catch a glimpse of her soiled by her own sordid misadventures, but I can never let myself remember her like that. She has stalled my car in driveway drifts, or with sadistic glee has hurled it and me uncontrolled against curbside or tree, and yet from each rebuff I pick myself up and swear vengeance, and abandon this cruel courtship, retire to the warm fire that helps me forget her loveliness. And yet each time we're apart, it's the same. I can't wait to see her again. Page 5. OnStar. OnStar. This year's most advanced triumph in automotive comfort, convenience, and safety. OnStar. Do you know that with OnStar on board in your car, the car listens to you and talks to you and responds to whatever you need, directing you to the nearest hospital or the nearest hotel or the best restaurant or the service station for roadside assistance? Wherever you want to go, OnStar will direct you, and OnStar is standard equipment, not an expensive add-on, standard equipment in the new Chevy Impala LS for 2001. Accidentally lock your keys in your car? Don't sweat it. Telephone OnStar, and from 1,000 miles away by satellite, your car door will be reopened for you. OnStar. Again, it's standard equipment on the new Chevy Impala LS. Your car is stolen, OnStar will keep track of its precise whereabouts until the police converge. No screens to scan, just one button to push, and a human voice responds offering to assist you or rescue you or direct you. And I challenge you to experience the new Impala LS and then settle for anything less. Now for what it's worth. You believe in Santa Claus. Oh, yes, you do. Everybody believes in Santa Claus. I enjoy reading letters to Santa Claus, which some of you have shared. The Cullman, Alabama Times offered to forward letters from grade school children in that area to Santa Claus, and the Times reprinted most of 100 of those letters. One from Jeremy, who wants a bird and a horse to love. One from Christy, who wants a 10-speed and a trampoline. But the letter that caught my eye was written by a 4th-grade girl in East Elementary School in Cullman. That letter says, Dear Santa, do you know what I want? I'll bet you can't guess. Signed, Love, Lisa Logan. Then there's a P.S. The P.S. says, I think you're as cute as pie. Paul Harvey. Good day.